And welcome to the 100 currency special. This series is going on for more than 2 years. That's incredible. And now, here's the 100 currency special. It's not the 100 currency because I did some currencies 2 times, but we covered already more than half of the world's currencies. So that's really nice. And this time I present you the whole set of the Iraqi dinar. And I'm really happy to get to uh, being able to get these notes at face value. I exchanged it at an exchange office in Beirut, Lebanon. I just went to the first office and I had this intention that they might could have this currency because it's almost a neighboring country, and because in Europe you can't get this currency. So that's how I got all the notes of the current Dinar series. And I brought you also some older notes, which also tell an interesting story about this currency. There's a lot to tell about this currency. So this version, the series you see here, it's the one which was introduced in 2003 for after the American invasion, and they took things in their own hands and they introduced kind of a more stable currency. And at least concerning the banknotes, the first high quality banknotes which was introduced there after decades of this cheaply produced currency, which tells an interesting story. And it's not really typical to have such low valued, and it's really bad quality. That's the worst quality you can imagine. If you print it on normal office paper, you have a better material than this, because it was at the time after the first Gulf War, when the Ba'athist party and the government under Saddam etc. they printed a lot of currency. They devalued the dinar a lot. It used to be a really strong currency under the British control. After that, some time before the Ba'athists came into power, and they're socialists. They adopted high inflation policy. You can call it like that. And they were not able to stabilize the currency. Also, they did not want to somehow. So, yes, this was used as a currency in Iraq from or in the 90s. This low quality kind of notes. It was used until 2003. This one is an exception, this note. This was printed with the normal security features, with the normal techniques. And that's Saddam. There were notes at the end up to 10,000 dinar. And between that, there was between the 250 note, the 10,000 note, there was no denomination. So in 2003, they introduced them at the rate of 1:1. For those shitty notes, you got exactly the same value. So, and this 50 denomination, it's no longer in use. It's worth around 5 cents, a bit less, because $1 today is around 1,200 dinar. And interestingly, Look at this. The half dinar note and the 250 note. It is exactly the same design. Also on the back. They changed nothing. Of course, I think it was also because they had to quickly print new notes, design new notes. They did not have much time. That's a modern 500 note. Of course, those low denominations, they get used a lot. That's why it's really hard to get them in a good condition. You have this Sumerian artifacts on the notes. And that's 1000 note, and look at the 1 dinar note. Yes, it's exactly the same design. And there's no 100 dinar note. There's just a coin. And so those are the 4 higher denominations, and they're the most beautiful, and they're really worth collecting, and it's really lucky to have them because of the security features. They were the first one to adopt those security features which were some years ago really modern. I mean this kind of security stripe. It's now, for example, also on the 500 Thai baht banknote. And here the same feature you have, for example, on the euro. And in the watermark you always have this horse. Also this palace side, it was also on some of those old notes. And interestingly, you have waterfall on the notes. This is the 10,000 note. And look at the security stripe. It's shifting from gold to green. Really nice. And of course, now it's a more popular security feature to have this stamped window. It became popular, I think, with the euro notes. Now it's also on the 20 and 50 euro notes. So, and this used to be the highest denomination, and that's also why it's such a big note in size. It used to be the highest denomination until, I think, not even 2 years ago. And here once again you have those Sumerian artifacts and the Sumerian symbolics. It's really interesting to research on that. And then suddenly, for some reason, and I was shocked when I saw this note in real life, it's really so tiny compared to the 25,000 note, which made it really unpractical. I also talked to another Iraqi guy who said that at the beginning he confused it with the 1000 note and gave it to an honest taxi driver who was then searching for a lot of change money because he had to change this big note. And they're still up to date with this with security features, and this stripe is really modern. I don't even know at the moment if someone else adopted this. Look at this. It's just so nice. It's that's worth having this note. And of course it has collecting value. Definitely more than I exchanged it for. So, and on the back you have a scenery from the south of Iraq where Euphrates and Tigris, where they meet and where they form this delta. And we have this feature. I don't know how to describe it. Look at this. So that was the Iraqi Diner. I don't know exactly how I will continue with the currency specials because I won't be here the next time and I won't take my banknotes with me, and I'm also running out of currencies to show you because sometimes I only have like one note and it makes no sense to make a video about it. Maybe I should do that, I don't know, but not in the next time. So maybe that's it for the currency special for some time. But see you for more videos somehow.